are in the awesome island of Madeira. We had this incredible experience to join some of our friends here. They've already been here a week. We're only going to be here for 4 days, so we've kind of hit the ground running. First thing that we're doing is taking a cable car up to the top of Funchal. It's the only one here in the biggest city in Madeira, so you really can't miss it. Our recommendation is to get here first thing in the morning to actually do this, because we just bought our tickets around 2:30 in the afternoon, and because it's later in the day, we don't have access to things like the Botanical Gardens, so we really don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but at least we know we're going to have access to some pretty amazing views. So it seems like there's actually a bunch of stuff to do up here. We were worried that we really wouldn't be able to do a lot of things, but besides the Botanical Gardens, there's actually something called the Monty Palace, and we were able to get tickets in here for €12.50 each per person, and it's like a Japanese themed garden, and so far it's really pretty. We talked to the ticket lady at the Botanical Gardens, and she says the main difference is that the Botanical Gardens really is like kind of their oldest and most popular garden here, and on display they have kind of all the tropical plants that you'll see all over the island. And she actually even recommended coming to this one. I don't really feel like we're missing out on too much. This garden looks stunning by itself.
Okay, so a little bit of history on this awesome garden that we're walking through. So it was originally bought in the 18th century by a British consul, and he turned it into what came to be known as the Estate of Pleasure. Fast forward to 1897, the property was bought by another gentleman who had spent some time in Germany, had become really inspired by the palaces and everything he saw there, and he decided to build the Grand Hotel that's up on the hill here. He died. The hotel would later close. Fast forward to the 1980s, and it was bought by a third gentleman who donated it to an institution. The institution came in and made it into the beautiful gardens that you see today. And so now it's a safe haven for all these beautiful tropical looking plants and flowers and birds and things like that that are here on Madeira. So it's a pretty awesome place. Definitely think you should check it out.
Actually visiting Madeira in January. I know you can't really tell because I'm in a t-shirt and Jake's in shorts, but if you were here in the summer months when it's blazing hot, this is actually a phenomenal thing to do, and that's because the gardens are actually really shady, so it'd be a really nice break from the sun. I just want to say, Jake and I aren't usually like garden people. We can appreciate nature, but we're not usually going to seek out something like this. But this is absolutely worth our time and effort.
around the corner from the gardens that we just walked through is this awesome chapel that's behind me. I think it's called the Chapel of Our Lady of Monty, but it's a beautiful chapel up here on top of this hill. It's overlooking the harbor of Funchal. Awesome view. Actually, it wasn't the original. This one's from the 1800s. Still awesome, still old, but there has been a chapel on this site since the 1400s. So pretty cool.
So one of the fun and quirky things that they offer up here at the top of the cable car ride is something called Toboggan Run, and apparently they've been doing it for over 100 years, and it's just like these wicker sleds that are pulled by these two really strong men that you can see behind me. And you can go for like 2 kilometers, which seems like a long way, and it's really impressive that they can drag that many people down a hill. I don't know where it ends up. I don't think they take you back up the hill, so it's probably a one-way ride. Final take, the cable car to the top of the mountain in Funchal is absolutely worth it. Even if you get a late start and so you don't think you're going to get a chance to the Botanical Gardens, definitely don't come to Funchal without doing the cable car. Okay, so we just drove about an hour from Funchal to Portimonense. Yet again, y'all know I can't pronounce anything, but look at this view. We're headed to the tide pools now, so we're gonna follow the yellow signs and see where it takes us. Okay, so we found the tide pools. Apparently there's like a bunch of different ones in the area, so it doesn't really matter, but this one has like some changing rooms and stuff around it, and easy parking for the car. This probably would help actually with that. I know we've said this a couple times, but it is January and we are about to go swimming, so I don't know how long we're gonna last. Easier said than done. Can't feel my body now. It's January, so that's why I'm shivering, but this is absolutely awesome. And so you've got these, and there's actually a couple different other tide pools all along the north side. I think you just follow the sign. It's like a yellow sign that there's a person swimming and you'll run into one somewhere. We've had an amazing day so far, and we're about to top it off with an amazing meal. One of the specialty foods here in Madeira are like these beef meat skewers that they cook in this oven. Can't wait to try that. And also they do fried polenta. This restaurant is called Polar. It just has a menu of 5 things and they do it all really well. They have like a half-baked chicken, the meat on a skewer, french fries, polenta, salad, and actually I think that's it. That's 5 things. So we tried everything on the menu but salad, but that's all right. We're not here to be healthy.
We just drove about an hour from Funchal up to this place called Final. I don't know how to say it. We're horrible at that, and we got to start doing better about learning places.
We're gonna blame it on our southern roots.
Yeah, hands down, the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It feels like we're like in some kind of tropical paradise up here in the mountains. There's wild cows roaming around. Can you show behind us? And like just see the view, see if it'll focus. This is like something where a movie was filmed. Like it looks like almost like Game of Thrones / The Hobbit, stuff like that.
Yeah. When we first got here, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like where King Kong was filmed. But then whenever you come up here, it's like a whole new landscape. It's insane.
It doesn't even feel like the same island.
No.
The Hobbit Hole?
So whenever you get to the top, it's actually super windy and it's scary, but a lot of fun. So we found this tiny little hole, which is a nice little break from the wind. If you're gonna do this hike, no matter what time of year it is, make sure you at least bring like a wind jacket or something. My ears feel like they're about to break off my head. One of the popular things to do here in Madeira are to do these things called Levada walks. Monica's done more research on what they actually are, so I'll let her.
We did a Levada walk earlier this week before Jake&Anna got here, so I did some research on what they are. The Lavadas are apparently these water canals that were put in back when there was a colony here from Portugal that did a lot of sugarcane farming, so they would use them for irrigation. They'd get the water from the places up in the mountains that had a lot of rainforest, tropical climate, and then funnel it down to the farms that were built on the beach level down where we're staying near Funchal. So the Levada walks are nice because they're mostly flat and they have really pretty water and waterfalls along them.
That's awesome. So now it's like a really great place to hike.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's do it.
Nice. Look at that. We're doing like the Levada of 25 waterfalls or something like that, and we're slightly concerned because we've been walking downhill for the past 30 minutes and the trail hasn't even started yet, so we know it's going to be an absolute pain to get all the way back up. Levada. Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, did you put it in your mouth? Of course. When we got to the bottom of that downhill, it took us about 30 minutes. We actually decided to go to a different path instead of doing the 25 waterfalls because it turns out that that one had even more downhill and was like twice the length of what we were originally anticipating. Way down there is where we would have gone. Not happening. We took this path, which leads to the Risco waterfall, and it's actually just as rewarding, or at least I assume because we didn't get to see the other one, but it's really pretty. Well, I guess that's it.
That's it. 0, 10 out of 10.